Alright, so it's a couple of days later. It's actually the 24th of December right now, so Merry Christmas to all of you. And for today I thought I would go through the things that you need to do to get big, that you probably are not doing right. And there's quite a few things, so just before starting up, look at this Christmas tree. Just absolutely stunning. Love the holidays, and yeah, that's me from a couple of years back. I think it's just time to get right into the information that you probably want. So yeah. Alright, so the first thing that most people don't think about, or that they do the quite opposite of, is eating enough, because so many people are afraid that they are going to gain weight and lots of fats and get fat just by eating quite a lot of food. But the thing is that you need to eat a lot of food so that your body has something to get the muscles from, because they are converting from fats to muscles, which most people don't think about. And unfortunately most people do this wrong. They start to cut down all their food. They try to eat absolutely everything which are considered healthy, and they really don't think that they have to do things like track their macros to see if they are eating enough amounts of food, and that their muscles are just going to come because they're eating healthy and eating lots of salads and getting those macros, which are not really considered as beneficial for you guys to do. You need to eat quite a lot of food. Me personally, I eat pizza, I eat lots of food that you don't consider healthy, but that contain those macros that I need to maintain my eating habit. And for some of you guys, even some of my friends which are trying to build mass, trying to build muscles, are staying as low as 15 to 1800 calories per day. They are not near enough on their proteins, which is the next point, that your proteins should be your number one priority when it comes to the eating. You need at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. You can get it to as high as 1.3 grams, I believe, per pound of body weight. But if you stay consistent at that 1 gram per pound of body weight, you're going to get so far by keeping this protein intake up. On your bulk, you don't really need as high as a protein intake as on, for example, a cut or a shred. But if you stay to about that amount, you're going to get far on building mass and lean muscle mass as well. Quite a lot of you guys think that by only eating salads and everything, you're going to get everything you need because it's healthy. But when you think about it, there are not quite a lot of calories in salads, which means that you have to eat so much, as well as it doesn't really have that much protein in the big picture. So for example, supplements like Whey 100, which has one of the highest protein per scoops, is something you might consider doing if you can't get your protein intake. But as well, when it comes to supplements, there are not as many supplements you need as you might think, and that the community makes you think you will need, because protein powder is of course not organic food. It is a supplement to help you get to that protein intake per day. So I usually have at least 1 scoop of Whey 100 every single day, which helps me get to my goal. But for you guys that don't take supplements, you should consider training well before starting using supplements, and rather eating good food with lots of protein like chicken, lean beef, because when using supplements there are a lot of money to be spent. So I just want to make sure that you guys use as less money as you need on supplements, because it's kind of when you get to the next level you might need it. And when it comes to the training part after nutrition, because nutrition is about, let's say, 70-75% of getting muscles. So after you have corrected your eating, you can go to the training part. And training with high intensity and heavy weights is something that you need to do to gain muscles, because if you have like 5 minutes between each exercise and each set and everything, your body is not going to respond as it would when having, let's say, 60-second pauses between each set and using heavy weights as because you really want to tear your body down when training. You don't really want to play around, and let's say you do 1,000 reps, which I made a video on, so you guys can go check that out down in the description down below. I will leave a link at the end of the video as well, so make sure you guys go check that out. But yeah, heavy weights is key to building mass, and as well you get a lot of strength from it. So personally, I have gone from about 95 kilos on the bench press for 1 rep to now 107.5 kilos for 1 rep, and for the end of the year I'm aiming at somewhere between 110 kilos to 115 kilos for 1 rep, which is insane progress for me. I would never see me do this, but by my program that I'm using right now, I focus so much on using heavy weights and gaining mass that it simply gives you the results you want. Okay, I just need to change my battery, so I'll be back in 1 second. And there we go. So next up on the list is sleep and rest for your body, because so many guys train 7 days a week. They sleep like 5 hours per night and try to get like power naps throughout the day, but your body needs rest and it needs sleep, because if you tear your body down every single day, your body is not going to because if you tear your body down every single day and you don't give it a single chance to regain and build up everything you have tear down, you're going to get smaller. You're not going to get bigger, which is something that so many guys misinterpret, and yeah, it's not something you want to do. Personally, I have 2 days on and 1 day off, because I do a push-pull legs routine where I train legs, then a push. I have 1 rest day before having the pull and another push day. This is working so fantastically, and as you can hear by the routine, I'm training about 5 times a week. I usually have those 2 rest days and I use them wisely, because if I want to deadlift and hit a new PR, which I usually do every single session, I need that day of rest. And if I didn't have it, I would be exhausted. I would not be able to perform as good as I am right now, as well as a pre-workout that I'm using, which are linked down below. You should try that out, because every time I've used that pre-workout I've hit a new PR. So it's either a 1 rep, 3 rep or 5 rep PR. But anyways, back to the topic. And the next one is consistency. So many people are so inconsistent when it comes to training, and especially the nutrition part, because they might train 7 times a week, but when they come home they have a beer and eat like for the rest of the day and think that they have deserved it. So even taking a bar of chocolate just because you deserved it and you have worked out today, so you are allowed to have that chocolate, is not something you want to do, because it will you up so badly when coming to the bigger picture. Because do you want big results, or do you want to satisfy yourself for right now by eating that chocolate? Because that's something everyone is doing wrong. And every time I try to tell people that they need to stay consistent on their nutrition, they just laugh it off and think that I'm talking bullshit, because they have seen people that can eat chocolate which still are getting big, or which have a 6-pack, But what they don't think about is that for years those people have been working out consistently. They've gotten a base which allows them to have a treat sometimes, but by the hours of sleep that they have put down, the work they have put down into their meal prepping, their eating, and of course their training, they can do that. But you need to see what they have done in the past and not what they're doing right now when they're on their top. So if you guys want to take advice from anything like this, you need to go back to how they started up and see how they did it then and not today. Of course, as a bodybuilder, you know that it's a meme to have cardio, because who likes cardio, right? And of course it's being a meme, but as well it's a fact that if you have too much cardio, you're going to tear down your muscles and you're not going to get any bigger. You're going to get shredded, which might lead to you looking bigger, but you are actually getting smaller, because your body is not only getting away the fats on your body, but it's tearing down on your muscles as well. And personally, my type of cardio is 12 reps on the squats and deadlift, and of course bench and overhead press, which are the 4 main exercises that you should be doing. So many people are not thinking about these exercises. They are using normal rows and dumbbells and expecting the same results. But when doing these 4 compound movements, you're using most of your body parts and muscles. And if you were only to do 4 exercises, those 4 would be the ones to do. As well as you need to have a program where you start off with heavy compound lifts, where you have either a 5x5, a 1 rep max, 3 rep max and a 5 rep max, where you move on to hypertrophy training, where you have lots of volume, where we have 3x10, 3x8, 3x12, something in that range, where you focus more on getting those high reps in and really tear your body down. You need to have weights which are going to tear it down, which are going to be hard. You should have a training partner which can help you out on the last couple of reps, because when coming down to the last reps, most people just give up, and really it's all mentally. You don't want to quit when it gets hard, because that's where you're going to get the best results. And as I said, buy the supplements. You should, when starting off with using supplements, you should think about only using protein powder to give you that extra protein. Personally, I prefer BCAAs to get all the amino acids which are needed for you to build as much muscles as possible, and creatine, which is the best when building mass. You really want your body to look bigger, and it gets rid of all definition that you might have, but it's going to help you out getting bigger, building mass and everything. So I will leave a link to an article about creatine and supplement usage in the description down below. But really watch out for all the supplements you need, because there aren't really many supplements that you will need. And for you newbies and new guys to the gym, I would recommend you to only use protein powder. Whey 100, of course. It is going to be quite a bit more expensive than, for example, Whey 80, but it has such a much more incredible effect than Whey 80 and every other kind of whey product. So yeah, really watch out and do some research before using any supplements. And there are so many types of companies which are only out for the money, so when using their products you are not going to get any kind of results by using their product. You're only going to waste your money. So really do your research before moving on to using those supplements. Yeah, and this video is probably going to get so much longer than I expected it to be, but there are so many things that I really want to talk about. So if you want to know anything, even a Q&A, leave a comment down below in the description, and I might have a Q&A at the end of this year, maybe even the start of next year. So if you guys are interested in that, leave a comment down below and I am happy to do a video on that and explain everything you might be interested in knowing. So yeah, and for the rest of this night we're going to open these packages. I am not getting my one package that I wanted until Wednesday, which are 3 days until, so it sucks, but what can you do when you live in northern Norway where packages are not arriving on time. Anyways, I have ordered this package about 5 weeks ago, so that sucks. But anyways, it's going to be a lovely Christmas and happy holidays to all of you guys. So yeah, I'll see you guys this Thursday on a new video. So yeah, deuces.